Hi guys, and welcome to this episode of the Just My Opinion podcast. Today we are going to be asking this question. In fact, we're going to be talking about it, going through some of the comment section. The question is basically asking us if we have ever bought something because of a Cameroonian influencer. I think it's a question which tries to get the statistics on if Cameroonians actually do have influencers. So we will talk about it, what we think, if we have both been influenced, and we'll also look through the comment section to see those who have been influenced and the influencers who have been doing that. So stay tuned, make sure you hit the notification button, subscribe, hit the thumbs up button. On this channel we produce content about the entertainment industry. We give our opinions, like the name of the podcast goes, just our opinions, just my opinion. So feel free to jump in the comment and give your opinion. Let's get to it. Hi, Ambassador.
Hello people, it's your boy Ambassador again doing this thing.
Okay, so let's see. So on this blog 237 Showbiz, we have read a lot of their articles previously, so you guys might be familiar with it. So, as a Cameroonian, has someone popular in the country ever influenced you to buy something because you saw the person advertising it? So we have various comments. We have this comment saying, Jovi influenced me to start drinking Johnny Walker Red and Black Label since his contract with the brand. Mike Monster influenced me to start taking Shivas since his contract with the brand. Reactor Black Power, I tasted it because I saw Magasco advertising it. That's all. I bought Johnny Walker because of the Book of God. Ever since then, I have been buying that drink. Then we have Don Cello saying, never. Yeah, basically in all caps, never. Say, I don't know about others, but I have always wondered if the brand ambassador deals are in shortchanging the companies, lol. So before we proceed, Ambassador, have you ever been influenced by a Cameroonian being on an advertisement?
If I'm being honest, no. I'm trying to think. Because I mean, I can recall, when I say I'm trying to think, I can recall the whole bad boy t-shirt things we were wearing and the Sean John things we were wearing because of Pop Daddy and the Bad Girl Boys. I remember the Escata things which we were dreaming to wear. I can remember the rock-aware things we wore, the baggies at the time and all of that. I remember the Fubu things which the Nellies were wearing a lot, so we were wearing those things too. I'm trying to think of a Cameroonian brand. It's tough. I'm trying to think if I ever won any. I've won like some designer things, people like Louis Fame and some of these other designers. But it's because I know those designers. It's not because of a Cameroonian artist wore it. So that's what I'm really thinking. Like, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I mean, I have a dress that I have it because Daphne wore that dress. I don't think it's because it's Daphne that wore that dress. That's why I bought the dress. I think I saw the dress and she wore it and it looked nice. It's the other dresses which I have and I bought from the online market. It's like I go online and I see somebody wearing a dress and I'm like, okay, yeah, this dress looks nice on them. Probably let me see how it look like on me. So I don't think specifically it was because Daphne wore the dress and I wanted to be in the trend or in fashion because Daphne wore the dress. So yeah, so I mean, I'll say it's a no for me too, but yeah.
Okay. So I think I've spoken a lot. If you watch some of our other videos with regard to this whole branding thing and being an influencer. Because like one of the comments we said, and the person said, ha, it's a joke, but it's very serious. Like, are these entertainers or influencers not shortchanging the companies in the sense that we really don't have any numbers to prove, or maybe they do, but let somebody put it out there for me. I mean, like, I usually, if you go to my Facebook page, there are always numbers I share based from the American market about how many tickets Taylor Swift sold, some of the merchandise moves that some artists are making and things like that, Drake and some of his moves he makes. I don't really have any of such numbers for Cameroonian artists. I don't know if the numbers exist. But even like in research, we can either base our facts on collecting data, or even observation is a form of collecting data. So from the only one I can lay claim to is observation, and from my observation, I cannot really see any Cameroonian artists influencing brands like that. So I tell them to go back. I always say they should go back to the drawing board in the sense of building a community and then connecting with that community. So there was the whole hip hop community one time in Cameroon, and then you could either be a West Coast person or a New York nigga like that. They had their ways of rapping, the dances, which, okay, you know, like the creep walk was from the LA guys, there were slang songs. So there were all of these things which were actually like connecting with the culture. I usually say, okay, Bedford Joe Vida really has the whole Boko thing going, but it has not really been, the link is not yet strong enough where people can monetize of it. Okay, there have been a Boko t-shirts that have come out at one time, but not really flood our markets like how I remember seeing the, how they really call it, Alabama things in the market. Alabama, which I think is this guy, what's his name? Yeah, there's one of, what's his name? This short guy that usually dressed up as a woman. He's a comedian. He does a lot of talk things, but the brand was pushed mostly by Fino. It was a certain Fino video where he gave all of these, especially the Igbo artists. I saw Flavor was there, Elise was there. I think one of the Peace Square guys were there, all wearing the Alabama t-shirt. So after the Alabama thing, I think also, but when I watched one of the interviews where this guy was saying that he put the Alabama thing on the t-shirts, but Pirates copied it even before he could put it in the market. So maybe a good number of what we also saw was from the Pirates, not necessarily from the guy. But that was also showing that the brand was a success, and then it was demanded on the street that that's why the Pirates jumped in and So that's, I see a lot of the Nigerians flood into the Cameroonian market too. Mpe had a very solid run. Mpe at the time, though I did not really wear. I think maybe I wore Mpe. I wore some knockoff version, which I think I wore like once or twice, and then the neck was here. Yeah. I think it was not an original thing, so yeah. I don't know if it was produced by the artist or it was Pirates, but I'm thinking it was Pirates. I think maybe I wore Hempe, maybe. It was that kind of one-time thing where that's why I'm not too sure if I wore it or I did not wear it, yeah. And the quality was never, I think it was a short sleeve demembrating, and it's coming now, it's like maybe I wore Hempe. But I think Hempe had a very solid run, followed by some of these Mboko gang things that have been on the streets. But still, it's not really on the street from observation, not really on the street like saturating the market where you can feel like, you can really feel like the demand for this thing is high and let me produce it. That's also an indicator for companies, because if you cannot influence, when you launch your album and they put out a t-shirt, you cannot influence your fans to buy that much, then are you going to influence them to buy our product? I don't think so. So that's some of the things where, as usually, Cameroonians will jump and say, support your own. Why is the company not giving us money? These are some of the indicators that will tell people if they should invest in you or not. That's why I go back, take yourself to the drawing board, build a community, connect with that community, and then start to build that relationship, and then feed the relationship. It's not a one-side thing of support your own, buy my CD. When people have crisis, do you get involved? Do they hear your voice? Is there a particular group in the community where their issues are your issues? So I mean, like back in the days when there were political things, you hear Lapiro talk, Zingaman always say something when it concerns day-to-day politics. When it concerns, I'm just trying to look for some of the various people who have attached themselves to certain groups. But when our artists, even the groups that we think that you are attached to, all of a sudden, when there's something which is sensitive and you are scared, you don't say anything about it, and they will wonder, okay, are you really attached to that group? And even the members of that group now start wondering, like, is this guy really with us? So those are some of the things that disconnect our artists, because they don't really stand for much, so they can get pushed around almost anything, because yeah, it is what it is. So I've said a lot in every direction, but I think summary of all that is the artists need to go back to the drawing board, build a community, connect with that community, and then feed that community regularly, and then grow together with your community. Then you can start influencing people. But if not, your house is hanging in the air. There's no foundation.
Yeah, I think there are definitely a lot of things that our artists can do to become more influential. I think, yeah, the music, the message they sing in their songs, does it connect with a certain group of people? Do a group of people feel, like you said, they feel like your struggle is your struggle? Do you speak up for them? Are you somebody who they feel like this person represents us, so they want to represent you too? So yeah, so there are definitely a lot of things which our artists can do to definitely become more influential. Let's proceed to talk about our sponsors, Echo.online.
Okay, people, as usual, Shiba Ambassador here to talk about the money. Like, if you notice, most of the topics, we're always going in the direction of artists getting money, endorsements, and all of that. And one of the key aspects we have on Echo.online is the aspect of analytics. So, with analytics on Echo.online, those are things which you could use to point brands and companies to your brand as an artist. What do I mean by that? You could always tell them that I have this number of followers. I don't just have followers to come and like and comment, because that's what some Cameroonian artists count as followers or a community. But for me, that's not it. Now, there are those first layer followers who like and comment and they argue for you in the bars. But there are also the second layer followers who put their money where their mouth is. That's by saying they buy your CDs when you release, they buy your singles, they stream your songs, they buy your merch, they buy tickets to your events. So that level of analytics, so you could say that, okay, from my analytics on Echo.online, I can see that I have 5,000 fans in Boya, 2,000 of them buy CDs stream my music, 1,500 buy my merch, 1,000 buy my tickets. Now, any event or any brand is investing in you, knowing that, okay, you have 5,000 people who are definitely looking at you. So if you wear maybe their t-shirt or their logo, 5,000 people will see it. That's views. It counts for something. But now, even more than that is, I have 2,000 people that if I tell them to buy this product, they are going to buy it. Now, depending on how much the product is, it might be the 2,000 who usually buy who stream your music. But if it's something a little more expensive and needs a little more effort, it might be the 1,000 that usually buy your tickets and your merch. But at least you have those numbers which you could put on the table and tell people, like, okay. And you can also see certain products, because maybe Malox can sell whiskey, Jovi can sell whiskey. They will not expect, what do they call this woman, Elizabeth Teke, to be selling whiskey. She's of a gospel crowd, or Minisaita to be selling whiskey. So Minisaita might maybe sell something which is family friendly. I don't know, I'm trying to think of something. Maybe Malta, advertise Malta. Jovi might advertise Guinness, the alcohol Guinness. So those are those two things there, which is based on your brand. So you can actually tell people, like, okay, this kind of product sell my brand. When I did this, that, analytics wise, this is what my brand is all about. My core audience is youth from the age of 15 to 25, based around Boya. So you can actually give those level of analytics from Echo.online, which can help your brand. So I tell artists to jump on Echo.online, play around with the analytics, and then you can solve some of these problems we're talking about. Jump on Echo.online and then share your songs with us from Echo.online. We'll definitely push it as much as we can. And maybe analytics, we can put out some posts there, talk about it here, and all of those things get to help the brand. So jump on Echo.online and share a success story with us.
Thank you guys for tuning into this episode of Just My Opinion podcast. As usual, I always remind you to subscribe, hit the notification button, thumbs up to this video, and see you guys next time. Bye, guys.